aficionados. It is another edition of Cocktails Out of Quarantine, and I'm finally going to do it. I'm finally going to make the Cosmopolitan. Sometimes people have asked, when are you going to do it? Because it's one of these drinks that's extremely popular. In fact, at one time, it was probably the most popular drink in the United States. The origins, doesn't go back that far. Well, actually, it goes back to the 1980s, which when you think about it, was quite some time ago. There is some dispute over who developed it and where. One version of the story says that bartender Cheryl Cook, who was working in Miami, decided to come up with a riff on the kamikaze and served it in a martini glass, and there we got the Cosmopolitan. But there are at least two others that have a claim to being the first to develop the drink. One of them was a gentleman named Dale DeGroff, who worked at the Rainbow Bar in New York City. And then there was another New York bartender by the name of Tony Cicchini, who worked at the Odeon in New York City. There are people who insist that they were the originators of the drink. But no matter which version of that story, the creation story we accept, it is Toby Cicchini's version of the drink that has become famous. Because he was, no matter who developed the drink first, he was the one who used citron vodka. It was new on the market in 1988. 1980s vodka was huge anyway. This is the reason I've never done the Cosmopolitan before, is I'm not really a big fan of vodka. My attitude toward vodka drinks is you taste everything except the alcohol, and that's not what a proper cocktail is about for me. It's about enhancing the taste of the alcohol, not drowning it. But okay, I'm gonna make the Cosmopolitan. Get off my back. So it is Toby Cicchini who came up with the idea of using Absolute Citron lemon vodka, and then balancing that with Cointreau, which of course is an excellent orange liqueur. Anyway, enough of the story. In the 1990s, it became hugely popular thanks largely to the HBO television series Sex and the City. The main characters in that series always drank Cosmopolitans. For that reason, by the end of the decade, it is likely, as I said earlier, that the Cosmopolitan was the most popular drink in the United States. It has kind of fallen off in popularity since then, but it's still considered one of those standard drinks. If you're a bartender, you need to know how to make a Cosmopolitan because you are going to get people asking for them. So that's the history lesson. Let me show you what you're going to need. First of all, the Absolute Citron or any kind of lemon flavored vodka that you want. It's probably going to take me forever to get through this bottle because it's not really my thing. Cointreau, however, I go through at a fairly rapid rate because you use Cointreau in lots of good drink recipes. We're going to get some sour in it with fresh lime juice. No reason not to use fresh, right? You can be excused for not using fresh cranberry juice because who really goes out there and squeezes cranberries? By the way, this is not cranberry juice, it is cranberry juice cocktail. That's an important distinction because if you use cranberry juice cocktail, you're going to end up with a very sour drink. The cranberry juice cocktail, which of course has sugar in addition to cranberry, that provides the sweetness of this drink. So those are the things you're going to need: the Absolute Citron, the Cointreau, or some other orange liqueur, the lime juice, the cranberry juice, and we were going to garnish it with a lime wedge. Those are the things you need. Now we're going to make the drink. Okay, we are going to start out with our citron. 1.5 ounces. Well, we got this cocktail shaker with ice. 1.5 ounces of citron, our base liquor. We will add to that 0.75 ounces of Cointreau. And then an equal amount, 0.75 ounces of fresh lime juice. Measure that out a bit. There we go. You know what? I need a touch more. Glad this lime has 2 halves. right at 3/4 of an ounce for this lime. And now, shake that, 1/2 ounce of cranberry juice cocktail. It's good for its signature pinkish color as well. Now we will give this a good shake. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a step. Just to make this nice and clear, I'm going to run it through a strainer, and that's going to keep out the lime pulp and make for a clearer, more attractive drink. There we go. Now, see how the pulp sort of settles in there? Ice cold. We got a lime wedge. Put that right on the side. And here is the Cosmopolitan, fabled in song and story and HBO series. Smells good. You know what? This is a good drink. I don't know. Maybe I should drop my prejudice against vodka. Maybe I should do some more vodka drinks. What do you guys think? Anyway, this is a fine drink, and I'm not going to denigrate it. Maybe you can try a Cosmopolitan one of these days and relive the 1990s. Who knows? Anyway, until next time, cheers.